My brother was in a car wreck about 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
And the guy that hit him on the driver's side, and he got severe neck problems. And he also got wrist and body ache all over. And when they check out, the two guys were in the vehicle, ran, and they caught one other guy, and the other guy was the driver. He hit and ran, and kind of found out he had no insurance, and the person who owned the car did not have no insurance.
Right.
So what he wants to know, what is the next step that he should take, either get a lawyer, or will he insurance deal with it, or what's the best way to handle this case?
George, do you know if your brother, you mentioned his insurance company, so I'm assuming he has insurance, correct?
Yeah, he got insurance and uninsured.
Okay.
Bingo.
Bingo.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, George. Absolutely. What I would do first and foremost is speak to a lawyer on this. Your brother, if he's got full coverage, and especially as you mentioned, uninsured motorists. We preach about uninsured motorists all the time, and we get teased about it because I talk about it. I try to talk about it every week. And I always tell people that it is the most important insurance that you can have, and I truly believe that. And it's for situations just like, just like the situation you described. That person did not have insurance, and so your uninsured motorist coverage will cover you for your bodily injury just as if that person did have insurance. And it is absolutely wonderful. It is inexpensive to have. What I would do in this situation is get your brother to immediately speak to a lawyer about this, because number one, it sounds like the injuries are pretty severe. I would not tell your brother to handle this on his own, because a lawyer's going to be able to help him get compensated more in a situation like this. And then also, the good thing about uninsured motorist coverage is it covers punitive damages. And it sounds like, if this guy tried to run, obviously they were running from something. And so I don't know if there was alcohol or drugs involved, but in a situation like this, where it's not just negligence, then there's, in addition to compensatory damages, which is to compensate someone for their injuries, you can get punitive damages, which is to punish the individual. And even though it's your own insurance company, they still have to pay for the bad actions of the other side. And then in addition, if your brother has more than one vehicle, you can add those coverages up to 3 times, 3 different cars on one policy. And so let's say your brother has $25,000 in uninsured motorist coverage. If he happened to have 2 vehicles, then you're dealing with a potential of $50,000 in coverage, or 3 with $75,000. So I would, your insurance company is not going to tell you that, and even though it's your own insurance company. So speak to a lawyer immediately, and they can help you out on that.
Yeah, help you navigate. It can get complicated quick.
It can get complicated, and there's so many pitfalls. If you don't do everything in the proper step, then you can negate your claim. And
that's where hiring an attorney really pays out.
Absolutely. A lot of times people say, oh, I can just do this on my own. And if it's a minor little claim and you've got $500 in property damage, well, sure. But if it's something like what he's describing, if you go at it on your own, chances are you're going to wind up
making a mistake you will later regret.